peoples. Wait till some folks get up in this room. Have a yakety yak about the C8 ZR1 skis. Oh, I can't show that. Oh man, but yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Cause I found an allocation yesterday before the reveal. So I hope that these dealers don't play games. Cause I did find allocation for 01. I did put it in my stories, I think. Let me go look see. Or did I put it on my? Yeah, I put it on my Instagram that yeah I did find an allocation, but we'll see whether or not it actually comes through. Because we all know these dealers are going to play games with these cars, and you know, even with the Z06, it took me almost what 2 years to get a spec. Because like games the dealer was playing. So I mean, we're going to see whether or not this one comes to fruition. This one here. I mean, it's going to be a crazy car. I think I think for sure I might either do yellow or orange. That's the main thing. But I'm gonna definitely. I already have in my head. I think I'm gonna do either yellow or orange for the color. Carbon fiber wheels. The since I got the Z06, it has carbon fiber wheels in there. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do carbon fiber wheels in this car, and try to also do that I think called the ZTK package on it. Um, I know you can go to Chevy's website and actually spec it on Chevy's website. You can't really spec everything on it, but you can like spec the color, the wheels, the interior, and that's about it. And then let's see. Oh, they didn't change their front web page up. Did I go to Explore Corvette lineup? Okay, Explore. Here we go. So yeah, let's see, where is? Okay, here we go. Yeah, I definitely think I'm gonna do a yellow one. I think yellow was like a crazy launch color with those carbon fiber wheels. What do they call it? The ZR1 carbon fiber aero package. Man, I just hope that they don't have the same nonsense as they did on the Z06, where they had like some versions of it that's like exposed carbon fiber, and other versions where it's like painted carbon fiber, like painted carbon flash, whatever they want to call it. I just hope that is not the case, because it kind of made me mad with the Z06 because it was always under constraint and I couldn't exactly get it exactly how I wanted. So I think like right now, this is what I would do, like a yellow one with red seats. For some reason, I like red interiors, but I don't want to have a maybe another red car. So I don't know if I want to do yellow or maybe do orange. So those are the two that I'm thinking about. Um, I did look at blue. Blue's a nice color too. Um, but I think I want to either do either yellow or orange. I mean, red would be another cool color, but definitely do it with carbon fiber wheels. I think that was like what on the Z06. That was like what 12 grand, and then let me see. I think that the Z07 package that was like what another like 10, 12 grand. So then I hope another thing is because like the configurator didn't really kind of give you an idea of like what all you can get on here. You got just basic colors, wheels, the aero package, and interior, but it's not even giving you an idea of like if there's like a 1LZ, 2LZ, 3LZ, whatever. You don't know whether or not there's certain different stitching patterns you can get. Like it only really just gives you like a handful of interior options where you can't really pick the carpet on the inside. You can't really pick like the front lift system. So um, I wish they would announce the actual cost of the car. That's my one thing about this car. Like no one knows how much it's going to cost. So it's like, how high can you spec this car? Because I showed you guys in the other live stream a few days ago, and then I showed you guys in the in my last video that I made about the Z06 spec. That was like 168, and that includes delivery. So it's like, how much is the Z01 going to cost? Is the Z01 going to cost about 30 grand more over the Z06? Even though most of the cars are the same exact wide body panels, right? I think they said they changed up, like they put bigger brakes on it. They add more ducts to it. They changed the wing up, but a lot of the ground effects kit is exactly the same. I think like the front bumpers exactly the same. The wide body exactly the same. So really, the only thing really changed was basically like they put bigger brakes on there. They put a different set of carbon fiber wheels on the car. They added the ducting to get rid of the frunk in the car. They put a bigger wing on it, and they just did different stitch on the interior. So it's like 5 main things. Well, other than adding the turbos on the engine, but that's what I'm going like. What is it going to cost? I mean, in my mind, I'm thinking at least 20-30K more, because I think what the regular Stingray was like, what, 80-90K, whatever, something like that. And then hold on, I'm on Chevy's website. Let me go look and see. Let's see. Let me look at the lineup. I'll tell you right now, what is the base price for a Stingray? Oh, okay, so a base Stingray starts at 68K. Oh, I'm thinking the spec. I've seen some spec up around 80-90 grand for a Stingray. And then, yeah, so the Stingray is 68 300. Then the E-Ray is 104 900. And then, let's see. Then the Z06 is 112? Oh, that's right. It's 128 because that was the cost of the 3LZ version of it. So the Z06 and the E-Ray, they basically are wide body cars, and the E-Ray is just cheaper. So you got 104 to 112. So you got what, 8K difference? So will maybe the Z01 be like 10-20K above the Z06? So maybe the Z06, well, I mean, the ZR1 is going to cost maybe 20K more than the Z06. So maybe it's going to start off at 132, 135, somewhere in there for like a 1LT or 1LZ, what are you going to call it? And then you probably go up to like a 3L, and then let me go look and see. Yeah, because I forgot the base price changes with the actual trim package. Yeah, the 1LZ is like 119, no, 111. The 2LZ is like 120, and then you got the 3LZ, which one I got. That's like 125. So it's like you basically go from pretty much like 111 to 125. So that's like 14 grand just go to a 3LZ. So I mean, hopefully the base price of the ZR1 is going to be like 130s, 140s, and then you add like another 15 grand, 20 grand on that car, then for 3LZ. So maybe 160s before you even start adding options. And then I know on the my Z06 that I got, that it was like about 43, 45 grand of options that I added to that car. And that wasn't even all the options that I wanted. I wanted more options, but they didn't have exposed carbon fiber. There was constraints on it. And then I'm missing the black tips on the exhaust. I'm missing one of the carbon fiber packages on the car. So we'll just say maybe like another, what, 45K. So that's what, like, if it's 150, 160, maybe the car comes in right under like 190-ish for like a 3LZ. Probably like 195, which is gonna be crazy to think about for a Corvette. And then whenever the Zora comes out with the hybrid system, maybe that's gonna be like a 200 plus car. So it's gonna be wild. I'm definitely gonna have to see how much the sucker's gonna cost, because I'm definitely gonna keep my Demon 170, but it's just crazy to think how much this car is gonna cost. And And I was looking at some of the videos, especially like Engineer Explain and some of the other guys, and it's like it was saying that the ZR1 is not going to be faster 0 to 60 than the Z06 because probably because of traction issues. So it might have to be a case that when you get a ZR1, you got to change the tires out of something a little more sticky in order to get faster times. But I know I was watching Engineer Explain video, and they were saying that well, he was saying that the Z06 did like a 2.8 0 to 60. So I mean that's already like pretty daggone fast. So but hey, another 400 horsepower, it should be faster. I mean, honestly, I hope it's like 2.5, 2.6 somewhere there. I hope it's a little bit faster, but I wish they would have during that live stream yesterday. I mean, they had plenty of time. I mean, they could have gave us a base price. They could have gave us a base price. They could have gave us the quarter mile time because they just said well under 10 seconds. So it's gonna be crazy. I just want to know. I just want to know the cost because, like I said, I got an allocation. So I found one. Luckily I found one. But I don't trust dealers, so I'm gonna keep looking, and hopefully I'm gonna keep looking, and maybe just keep 2 or 3, and then as I see the list and the markups on them, I'm gonna put in my community posts where other allocations are at. That way you guys can go snatch one. Because just like what I did with the Demon 170, to where I contacted like every dealer that had an allocation. I put it in my community posts whenever I found them. Hey, this Demon 170, here go the salesman's name, salesman's phone number. This Demon 170 is 50 grand over. This Demon 170 is 30 grand over. I did some with like 10, 15 grand over, right? So whenever I find allocations that I'm going to definitely pass on, because like I said, I'm gonna try to lock up at least 2 or 3, just in case, because I don't trust dealers, because you just never know. Because even with my Demon 170, 2 dealers screwed me. It took Dodge intervening on my behalf in order to get me a car. So we will see. Let's see. Wait for the Zora. You're gonna be sad. I mean, we'll see. I mean, there's always a possibility. But the crazy thing is, how much is the Zora gonna cost? Is it gonna be like 220, 230 when it comes out with a hybrid system? Oh man, that's gonna be silly. So I mean, we'll see. You can always have a ZR1 in the meantime. I mean, what? That's gonna be like another. What? The Z06 came out 2 years ago. Then you got this right come out this year, so maybe Chevy waits another 2 years and bring out a Zora. They might bring it out because it's supposed to be having a refreshed interior for the Corvettes. Because I think I read a rumor they're supposed to get rid of that center console part that comes all the way down from the dash down to the seat. So maybe when they do the refresh, they're going to actually come out with a Zora then. But I don't think they're going to release the Zora next year behind the ZR1 to kind of kill its sales. So hopefully, you know, if people wait for the Zora, that means it's easier to get a ZR1. And I'm already expecting a bunch of dealers that'll go and they're going to take these allocations, they're going to spec them themselves, they're going to bring them in, and they're going to put them on Bring a Trailer, eBay, all these other places. They're going to put them in Mecum auctions, they're going to put them in Barrett Jackson, they're going to let people just bid to the sky and then just come to the dealership and sign paperwork and then go off. Like I bet you there's a bunch of dealers going to do. So I mean, we'll see. I mean, there's not really a lot of cars left that's like American made that people want to actually spend money over sticker of. I mean, who gonna spend over sticker on an electric Charger Daytona? Who gonna spend over sticker on a inline 6 RHO, the fake TRX? Who gonna spend over sticker on a Dodge Hornet? I mean, who gonna spend over sticker even on a Hurricane power versions of those cars, right? No Camaros, so not like there's a ZL1 to go buy. I mean, really, the only thing you got left with V8s in there that's gonna be desirable is those Cadillac CT5 Blackwings with the V8 in them. You're gonna have the Stingray, the Z06, the E-Ray, and the ZR1. So you really got 4 desirable models out of one model, this Corvette. You got no V8 Challengers and Chargers. I did saw the article the other day where the Stellantis CEO said that they're going to put back on the table to bring V8s back. I mean, everybody with a brain already told those guys that if you don't have V8s in your lineup, it's not going to work. And the whole brand is suffering across the board, like a 40% drop in revenue because of this whole last call nonsense, deleting all the V8s. And so I guarantee you, what I'll tell you guys, if you guys watch the other videos, that they're gonna put at least a 5.7 into that chart of Daytona. Because I already had people tell me that they was gonna do it depending on who came in the office in November, right? So you better hope the guy going to office, not the girl, because if she goes in, it's gonna look real bad. But shoot, the Z06 is still pretty close in speed from what I'm seeing. Plus NA, yeah. I mean, I saw that engineer explain. He was like, yeah, he said Corvette told him that the speed, the 06 will be basically about the same. It's just gonna be that once you get out of the hole, you're gonna definitely get taken further with 1,000 horsepower than you will with 650-ish. But I think it's to the point to where you're gonna have it to where you're gonna have aftermarket people come up with turbocharging kits for the Z06, and they're gonna get near 1,000 horsepower, and it would be a lot easier to get that car than a Zora, not a Zora, but a ZR1. So we'll just see. It's gonna be crazy. I just don't think that these cars are gonna be very easy to get, and I think dealers are gonna play games because there's not a lot of cars left that people are gonna pay a markup for. I mean, people pay markups on luxury cars, AMGs. They were doing on Hellcats, Red Eye, Superstocks, but none of those cars exist anymore. There's no Hellcat, there's no Red Eye, there's no Superstock, not even a Scat Pack. No one's gonna spend over sticker on an electric Scat Pack. Hey, Green Rush, now Corvette said that they're not going to limit the ZR1. I saw it in the video. They said it's not going to be limited. I think the only problem is going to be is it's basically going to be the cost. They're going to keep people out of it, and then how many they can make. Because I did the Corvette tour like earlier this year, and they were saying that they can't build more than one special model at a time. They can't build them back to back. Right? Yeah. They said in one of the videos, Corvette said in one of the videos that they were not limit to ZR1. If 3,000-4,000 people order like the Z06, if a bunch of people order it, they're gonna build it. So it's gonna be based on how many people actually order the car. But I think the main thing is gonna be they're gonna have carbon constraints because you can't even get an exposed carbon Z07 package on the Z06. So it's like it's gonna be crazy. But yeah, I think just like with the Z06, when it first came out, a lot of those dealers, they were taking those cars in and they were basically putting them on Bringer Trailer and other places and taking the highest bid they can get on those cars. And then when they got the highest bid, the person come to the dealership, sign the paperwork, and they got their car. And I think that's what a lot of these ZR1s are gonna do. These dealers, they're not gonna just like, you might have like, what was it, like Tyson's Corner or whatever. They might be like, oh, you want this ZR1, gonna be like 100 grand, 150 grand over sticker for one. You can still gonna have a few of those dealers gonna hold those cars out for 100 grand over sticker. But then you're gonna have dealers like Chapman, for example. I know Chapman for a fact, the one in Pennsylvania. They took their Z06s, they took delivery of them, they put them on Bringer Trailer. Whoever wins the auction, they basically come sign the paperwork and they got their car. If the car went for 30 to 100K over in the auction, boom, they won the auction, right? So I think that's what a lot of these Chevy dealers are going to do. So that's why I'm like, cross my fingers that I don't get screwed on this allocation that I found. Because I waited 2 years to get a Z06. Like I like, even at Chapman, I had the allocation at Chapman to get a Z06. And I think I was like, 2 years ago, I was like 15 or something on the list. Then I kept emailing them like every like 3 to 6 months. No change. And then one of my other buddies, who actually lives up near PA, he actually lives in New Jersey. He went and talked to the owner of Chapman, and they was like, we're going to just basically just take our allocations and just put them on Bringer Trailer. And then I went and saw him Bringer Trailer. The cars were sitting on there, right? So it's just crazy how these dealers are allowed to take delivery of a car, throw it on an auction site, and then sell it. Like that should be, you should not be able to have a monopoly in ordering these cars and be allowed to put it on Bring a Trellum, Meekum, Barrett Jackson, eBay, Facebook Marketplace, and um, you basically have it to where like it's still a brand new car. So if you, I mean, I can understand if like the dealer paid, you know, actually bought the car and sold it used, but it should be illegal for a dealer to take delivery of a car and sell it on Bring a Trailer with the MSO and be like, oh, this is still a brand new car, and then the person comes in, do all the paperwork and stuff, right? I just don't like that because they are exploiting the monopoly. It's not like every single dealership, Chevy dealership in the country is going to be able to order ZR1s, and they were doing this crap with the Z06s. I mean, I'm hoping with as bad as things is in the economy, that it's going to kill the markups on the ZR1. That's my main thing, but it's going to be a variety of factors. Like I said, bad economy, so banks ain't going to lend that much money. Then you got the issue with you know, how many is Chevy going to make the first year? Then you got the issue of is there going to be constraints? Because I want that track package on there, right? And I hope they don't do it like with the Z06, that you got the one Z07 package where it's painted black and then you got exposed, and it is under constraint. That's nothing's gonna kill it. And then because that's the thing that killed me. Almost every time I see a Z06, all of them are non-Z07 package cars. Like I think I've only ever seen on the road maybe 3 or 4 Z07 package Z06 cars, right? All of them is regular Z06s. And I know people was clamoring to get the Z07 package, but you cannot order it. And then I think I had to wait several months. And the dealer kept telling me, I mean, if you want the Z07 package, you gotta wait. And then if you want the Z07 package, you gotta get the carbon flash version where it's painted black. And I'm like, you can't get the exposed carbon fiber version. We can get you exposed carbon fiber wheels, but we can't get you the exposed carbon fiber black pieces. So that's why like now I gotta go in the aftermarket to go find the exposed carbon pieces for the Z07 package from aftermarket, because I don't even know if you even be able to. I know if I go to a Chevy dealer, they're gonna charge out the yin yang for it. So that's why I'm hoping with the ZR1 that it's not a constraint. And I mean, like I went in because I originally spec'd the Z06 2 years ago. Then went back in when it went over the 2024 model year, confirmed the spec again, and then I went back in January, like before I even knew that I was gonna get a Demon 170 from Dodge. I went in, confirmed the spec, and then they was like, nah, you cannot get the exposed carbon fiber. You gotta get the painted versions. And so I'm like, all right, cool. Let's go get this over. Let's get the car, because I'm like, at that point in January, I didn't know Demon 170 was coming. So I like, cool. Let's just get this crap over with. It's gonna be a high spec car. It's gonna be a high dollar car. And then after I confirmed the spec and the order was already in, that's when I get the call from Tim. And this is, hey, we want to get you a D170 for helping the soldier out with his car. So I'm like, oh shit. Now I got a $120,000 car and a $170,000 car. Because I could not spec the D170. I had to get it how it was. So if I would spec my D170, I would 100% got the carbon fiber wheels on that car. And then I think I would have did the rear seat delete on it, because I didn't want the rear seat, and I probably would have did one of the stripe packages. But I mean, I love my D170 to death. I'm still pissed that I have to wait another 2 weeks to take my D170 to the dealership. I got to make more videos about the engines, because I got clips from 2 more D170s engines blowing where there was stuff inside the engine loose. So I'm definitely gonna have that talk with Dodge. I think honestly, I'm gonna talk about this in the video. I think every D170 should be recalled, and they just go and basically disassemble the engines, make sure that all the stuff internally is good, and then put them back together and just give everybody a standard warranty, because it's just getting wild how bad this stuff is. Even replacement engines I've seen had issues with them. So, but that's for another video. But yeah, I think, like, I hope that I find out how much this car is going to cost. Um, because that's going to be like the very limiting factor. How much is going to be the base price? I mean, I'm thinking at least 130, 140 base price. And then I hope they just do it to where there's not a lot of options to put on there, right? Where it's already baked into the car. Like, I know 1LZ, 2LZ, 3LZ. I hope it's just like a 2 or 3LZ. And then you want the aero package or not, what color interior you want, carbon fiber wheels, front lift, black exhaust tips, done. It's impossible to recall it. Well, it's not impossible to recall the D170. All they got to do is basically do like a voluntary recall, bring the car in, drop the engine out, disassemble it right there at the dealership, make sure that the main caps and everything is buttoned up tight, make sure everything is good, and then put it back together, right? I mean, they have technicians who are SRT trained that can go do that. And it should be on their dime because it's a lot cheaper to have the techs go and check the engines out rather than getting sued by dozens of people who have engines that blow up over the long term, right? So I'm definitely had that conversation. I would just, I might have a conversation with the Dodge CEO in person at Roadkill Nights. I'm going to Roadkill Nights, so I might have a conversation with him in person to see what he thinks about it. But it should definitely be checked out. When will the orders be taken for ZR1? Like, that's a good question. When will the orders be taken for it? So I mean, I don't think the orders will be taken until the MSRP is actually known. And hopefully, like I said, MSRP is like 140, 150, and that's what I'm hoping for. And I hope, like I said, I hope there's not a lot of different specs to be on there. Because I mean, if I spec that car like the Z06, Z06 is 170. If I had like 20, 30 grand to it, that's what, 190, 200K around there, and that's including destination. So it'll be interesting to see how much it's going to cost. That is my main thing right now. I mean, it shouldn't be that much extra money because, like I said earlier, the only real difference between Z06 and Z01, a couple turbochargers, a couple extra vents, a new wing, a little bit bigger brakes, a different style carbon fiber wheels, and basically just an extra vent in the hood, the extra radiator or whatever. So, I mean, it's a lot bigger jump between a Stingray and an E-Ray, which is why it was like a 30, 40 grand increase between those two. But then when you look at the E-Ray and the Z06, the E-Ray was what? Let me go look back at Chevy's website. The E-Ray was, I think 100 and, let me go back. The E-Ray was 106, I think. No, 104K. So it was 104K for E-Ray, and then the Z06 was 8K more. Right? So I mean, you only got 8K difference between the E-Ray and the Z06, but they use basically they use basically the same body and stuff. So, and then the E-Ray has electric motors in there. But the biggest jump is between the Stingray, which is like 68 grand, and the E-Ray, because you're going between a narrow body and a wide body Corvette. So I mean, that's why I can see why that car is like, what, 36K more expensive. So I don't see much difference between a Z06 and a ZR1. That's what I'm thinking. It's going to be maybe like at most 20 grand more for a 1LZ. So that's what I'm thinking. If the Z06 is 112, that means the ZR1 should start 130s, 140s MSRP. And I think I think like maybe like 170 if you like maybe do like a 1LZ with a couple options on there, maybe like 170. Like, cause I think on the, let me go look at the Z06. The Z06, if you got the Z07 package, I think that's like what, 12 grand or something like that. I'm just gonna go pick a coupe. I can only imagine how much how much a convertible version of the ZR1 is gonna cost. That thing gonna cost stupid expensive. Cause shoot, with the carbon wheels, the carbon wheels is like the visible carbon fiber wheels is 15 grand. So I figured this car is gonna have 15 grand for the carbon fiber wheels exposed. And then we're not gonna worry about interior color. I'm just go over to The Z07 package was like $9 grand. So maybe this other package like 10, 12 grand, whatever. And then, oh yeah, it's like $9 grand, and then it's another $4 grand if you want the exposed version of the carbon fiber. So we think 13, so maybe 15 grand. So hopefully, if it's like 135, 145, 150, then carbon fiber wheels 160, 165, and then you add in other stuff, and that's probably like for 1LZ. So if you do like another like what 15 grand for a 3LZ, I mean 60, 70, 75, so about 170, 180, and then front lift, a couple more grand. Yeah, I mean I'm thinking about 180s, 190s for like a decent spec 3LZ, about 20 grand more than what the Z06 is. That sounds about right. Like I said, there's not that much difference between the E-Ray, the Z06, and the Z01. So I'm thinking that's going to probably be the case. Like I'm hoping it is, because that might be a little too pricey. Then like I said, I can't even imagine how much a Zora is going to cost. All-wheel drive, like I mean, if the ZR1 going to be 1,000 horsepower, the Zora probably be at least 1,200 all-wheel drive. And that's going to be insane to think of. And so, golly, that's going to be wild. And then that car there is what, like, that's what I'm thinking. The ZR1 price cannot be that much higher than what a Zora had to be, because Zora definitely going to come out. So I was saying like 112, and then another 20 grand on top of that, 130s, 140s. Then Zora probably gonna be like 160s MSRP base, no options, and then you can load it up. Everything said and done, 200. Yeah, 200, 220. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think for a coupe, if you option it pretty nicely, I think it's gonna be right under 200K. I think probably in 190s with destination. I think if you bought a convertible definitely gonna top over 200K. I think the convertible definitely gonna be that first Corvette that's over $200,000. Like I think a convertible gonna cost stupid money. Because I mean, let me go back and look again. How much is a convertible option over a coupe? Let me go look. Select model. Let's see. Let me go back to vehicles, performance. Oh no, that's just regular Stingray. Vehicles, performance. Let me go look at Z06. And then let's go build. How much is the convertible over a coupe? I think it was like $7,000 more. So yeah, I think easily if you bought a convertible ZR1 and you spec it pretty nicely, I think it's gonna be over 200 grand. And then the Zora, I think even like maybe like a 2LZ is gonna be over 200 grand. Because I mean, there's gonna be some overlap. Like I said, there's not that much difference between all those cars, and I just don't see like a huge price jump. I mean, I don't. Yeah. But yeah, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, all we got is time right now. All this is a waiting game. I just wish they would have went ahead and said what the cost was, right? They should have told us what the cost was. They should have told us what the 060 was. They should have told us what the freaking quarter mile time was. But we'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna let you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. But I'm gonna let you guys know when I find out more information about how much suckers are gonna cost. I know plenty of dealers, and I'm still contacting them to go find another allocation. So, but we'll see. So I'm gonna get up out of here, guys. Until the next time.